There's a sale at the supermarket nearby tomorrow. I'll buy lots of chicken, so should we have fried chicken for dinner tomorrow? You like it, right?
I can't because I'll be back late tomorrow.
Really? Busy at work?
Yep.
How about the day after?
I can't get back early that day either because I'm busy.
Okay, then I'll keep it in the freezer. We can have fried chicken anytime if we keep it there.
We don't need to have it at home. I like the way restaurants make it better.
Yeah, maybe, but we used to have fried chicken at home often.
Honestly, I don't really enjoy eating anything at home.
Oh, is my cooking that bad?
I mean, eating with you in itself is just stressful. It's not fun to talk to you, and your reaction to everything is boring.
Am I that boring?
When we got married, I thought your seriousness was good. But it's boring now. You lack a sense of humor.
I do?
Women are usually good listeners and talkers. My female coworkers are all fun and charming. Unlike you, it's fun to talk to them.
I see. That's why you come back late these days.
Yeah, I guess that's part of it.
Sorry for making you feel uncomfortable at home. I'll try to improve our relationship, so
Improve it how, exactly?
I'll do my best not to bore you. I'll think of plans so both of us can have fun together.
What kind?
Going on an all-day date like we used to.
Meh.
Oh, you don't want to?
I don't want to waste a whole day on that.
Then just from the afternoon till evening.
Where are we going?
Is there somewhere you want to go, Brett?
Not really. It's a lot of effort to think of somewhere to go on a date.
Then I'll come up with the idea. How about going to your favorite restaurant? We can go to a hotel later as long as you treat me to dinner. Just kidding.
What is that? Oh, that's so creepy.
Sorry, I meant it as a joke. You told me I need a sense of humor.
It's not funny at all. You're really no good at this. Don't text me anymore. It's irritating.
Sorry.
On second thought, I don't want to go out on a date. I can see that it's going to be uncomfortable and we'll just fight.
Right.
We don't need to spend time together just because we're a married couple. Oh, and don't make plans for the weekend without asking me, okay? It's just annoying.
Okay. It's fine anyway. I've got a sudden business trip for this weekend now.
Oh, really?
I need to go help prepare for a new shop to open next week because they're behind. I leave here on Saturday morning and come back Sunday night.
Great! I'll have a good time on my own, so can focus on work.
Yep. Thanks. I'll see you Sunday evening. Hi. It's been a while, Kevin. I'm Sam, Brett's wife. Do you still remember me?
Long time no see! Of course I remember you. I met you when my wife and Brett were working at the same department, right?
Yes, it was roughly 2 years ago. Around that time, all the workers got along pretty well. It was great for him to work with her.
After Cheryl moved to another department, we lost touch with you though. They used to have lots of work socials back then. I remember going to barbecue and bowling.
Yes. After she moved departments, we sure did lose touch with each other. But only you and I.
Huh? What do you mean?
Brett is still very friendly with Cheryl. What with them being co-workers still.
Oh, I guess that's good. But I'm a little puzzled by how you phrased that.
Yes. Sorry, I did that on purpose.
So, do you have something you want to tell me?
I'd like to ask you a favor. I'll be straightforward with you.
Okay.
My husband and your wife are currently having an affair.
What?
Why don't we go interrupt them together? I want to catch them in the act.
Your husband and my wife are having an affair? Is that true? I heard she went to a trip with her friend today, though.
I've hired a private investigator since February. So, I already have plenty of evidence, such as photos of them going into a hotel together.
I can't believe it.
It may be hard to believe, but it's true. If you'd like, I'll send you some pictures.
If you're that confident, it must be true. Excuse me, I feel nauseous.
Sorry that I told you this so suddenly. I should have told you in advance. But I didn't want to say anything until I had hard evidence. Otherwise, I was afraid you'd think I was just harassing you.
Well, I guess you're right. I would have asked Cheryl, but this wasn't completely unexpected to me. I felt suspicious about her behavior.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I guess. But is it necessary to catch them in person if you already have a lot of evidence? We should be able to sue them for emotional damages already.
Honestly, it's just for us to de-stress. As you say, I don't need to do this for a stronger court case. But I just want to really put pressure on Brett.
I'm sorry to ask you such a private question, but... do you hold a grudge against him for something other than the affair?
I'm embarrassed to tell you this, but... he's been telling me that I'm boring and my personality is too serious. I don't get along with him these days, and I was trying to improve things.
You got into a rut. It's natural for married couples.
I was trying to do different things because it's better if we get along well. I asked him to go on a date, but he rejected me and said I was being creepy. I was so disappointed in him in that moment. It broke my heart.
Are you serious? That must have been hard on you. You tried your best to improve the relationship, though. But I think I understand how you feel a little bit.
You do?
Actually, I was told by Cheryl that I'm too serious as well. She says the way I speak is too stiff.
I see. But you seem more intelligent than stiff to me.
Thank you. But my wife doesn't like it. She insults me every day, telling me I was boring.
You went through the same as me. Brett also sees me as beneath him and boring. That's why I want to corner him methodically. I thought this would be flashier and funnier too.
I get it now.
I think I'm a bad person to even ask such a thing of you. I'm not only serious, but insidious as well. I'm amazed at myself. Isn't it crazy to go to all this trouble to catch them?
No, I think I understand.
Sorry. I shouldn't ask you this for the sake of my own revenge. I know what I said, but you don't have to do this.
No, I'll go with you. Either way, I have to confront Cheryl. Let me help with your plan.
Brett, isn't it cruel to kick me out from the house so suddenly? Take the chain lock off the door. Let me in!
As if. What were you doing barging in with a camera? Why are you here, Sam?
It's my house too. I can come back at any time, right?
Just delete that footage. Right now.
No. It's definite evidence that you're having an affair. I need to let your parents watch it too.
Stop it. Just stay away from home for now. And don't come back until I give you permission.
Why do I have to stay away from home? Maybe you're going to let your affair partner leave while I'm away?
No, that's not what I meant.
Then what did you mean? Either way, you guys are finished. Kevin is also an eyewitness.
The guy next to you is Kevin?
Yes, your affair partner's husband.
Huh?
You don't remember him? You must have met him several times.
I didn't exactly have the time to examine his face closely just now.
Now that both of your partners are here as well, let's talk it over.
You said you had a business trip, but you lied. How dare you? You sociopath.
You're the sociopath.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for taking care of my wife. Huh? Oh no, are you her husband? Yes, it's Kevin. It seems like my wife is in very good hands. No, this is a misunderstanding. How can I misunderstand the situation? I could hear your voice from outside.
Were you eavesdropping the whole time? Yes, I could hear you insulting us too.
Why did you do all of this? This is far too creepy for you to be just collecting evidence. Well, we've got enough evidence because Sam hired a private investigator. Then why are you doing this to us? Because you guys are always telling us that we're boring, So, we were just trying to show you how spontaneous we can be. It's not funny at all. You're the only people who think it's not funny. Many people out there in the world would think this situation is hilarious. If I put it on YouTube, a lot of people would be interested, right? This is no joke. I told you that we're just joking around. We just want to show you our sense of humor. This is a violation of our privacy. You're talking about privacy even though you destroyed my private life? Do you understand what position you're in? You should be careful what you say to us. We have a good case to sue you for this. We could tell everyone at your work about your affair. Don't do that! Didn't I say you should be careful what you say? Is that an appropriate attitude to ask a favor of someone? Please don't do this. I'm begging you. We're both doing rather well at work. That's what I heard from Cheryl. You're well liked by your boss and subordinates at the office, right? You're especially popular among women for your kindness and honesty, huh? You're very cold to your wife at home, but you're pretending with everyone at work. It's for my promotion. You get it as a fellow corporate worker, right? I can get promotions by just being myself. I might be lacking in humor, but I earn more than you. Arrogant words for someone who gets cheated on by his wife. You should really watch what you're saying. Don't make me remind you you're on very thin ice. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Cheryl typed it, not me. That's an obvious lie. You need to learn basic common sense before even thinking about a sense of humor. And learn not to steal things from others and to listen to people. Even a child can understand better than you. That's why you haven't been promoted in years. That's not relevant. Sam is very patient and generous. Even after she knew about your affair, she tried to forgive you once. Is that true? Pass the phone to her. I want to talk to her. Oh, it's too late to beg for forgiveness. Your wife has completely abandoned you. You rejected her by saying it was creepy when she was trying to breathe new life into your relationship. So that's what she was trying to do. No, I didn't know those were her intentions. It's you who drove her into a corner so she would do such a thing. First of all, I don't think someone like you has a right to complain to her. You lack lots of things you need to be a human being. Do you really think you're in a position to complain to her about her lack of humor? Let me apologize to her, please.
Hey, it's me.
Sam, I'm sorry for all the things I've done to you. So, can we just keep this to ourselves?
Hey, can you pass the phone to Cheryl instead?
Huh? Why? Do you want to talk to her?
Because all women at your office are good talkers, right? I bet she is too. So she can give me some interesting excuses, right? I want to check how good of a talker she is, so pass it to her.
Stop it. Please, just forgive me.
You can't give the phone to her? Then open the door. Let's talk in person. You think she'll be more charming this way than over texts, right? Put on your clothes, of course.
She's been crying on the floor this whole time. She's in no condition to talk.
I see. That's a shame. You guys can't come up with anything good to say. You're both very boring. How are things afterwards, Kevin? I saw Cheryl crying buckets when she went home.
Let her cry. This'll be a good lesson for her. I packed my belongings and I'll be staying at a hotel for now. Later, I'll take the evidence you gave me to my lawyer and have her sort it out. What about you?
Brett has been quiet, as expected. He's pale and shaking in the corner of the room. It's been peaceful since he won't tell me I'm boring. I'll leave here after I send my belongings to my parents' house. I don't want to stay in this house anymore.
Understandable.
My marriage had been tough, but now I can feel good about ending this relationship. I couldn't have done it without you, Kevin. Thank you for everything.
Likewise, Sam. I felt better after seeing them both panicking. It's strange to say this, but it was a little bit fun. I think I knew deep down that I couldn't live with Cheryl anymore. If you didn't tell me, though, I think I would have lived my whole life just doing as she told me.
I'm a little relieved after hearing that.
I decided to do this too. So don't worry about me. I suppose we both still have lots of things to do. We'd better start getting busy.
Yeah, you're right. And it's going to be a better life for both of us than our awful married lives, won't it? We don't have to force ourselves to try to be funny anymore. I'm sure we can be happy without that. After that, Kevin and I were both able to divorce. Brett was lonely, so he was thinking of getting married to his affair partner. But I heard he was chewed out by his enraged parents and told not to embarrass them anymore, so he decided not to. Cheryl quit the company and disappeared quietly. Of course, we told everyone at their office about the affair, so she probably left because she couldn't handle the pressure. I hear that Brett is having a hard time at the office after everyone was gossiping about his affair. I moved into my parents' house and started working somewhere new to start life over. Brett called me boring, but I have family and friends who like who I am. I'm grateful for the people I have, and I feel that true happiness is an ordinary, mundane life. I won't forget this realization. I'll continue to surround myself with people who like me. I hope I can regain my confidence and like myself a little more.
I'm sorry about today. It got late because of my circumstances. I feel really bad for your parents. Could you apologize for me?
No, it's okay. You're busy with work, Gabriel. I appreciate that you made time for this. That's more than enough.
It's a relief to hear you say that. However, we've been late with the marriage introduction, even though I've been busy with work. It's a bit unceremonious to have the wedding setting and then introduce, isn't it?
Mom and Dad understand. It's fine. I've been telling them properly about Gabriel for a while now. Today too, both of them are feeling awkward, right?
Well, considering the age difference between me and Allison, I hate to say it, but for the partner of a woman in her 20s, I'm too much of an old man.
I don't mind though. I don't think the age difference is a problem. And my parents were nervous not just because of the age difference, you know?
Is that so?
Yeah. The company you work for, Gabriel, is a large corporation that often does commercials, right? And if you're an executive there, my parents were surprised that such an important person came.
I was even more nervous though.
Really? Were you? You look very confident though.
Your parents are both almost 50, right? Their age isn't that different from mine. It's only natural to need courage to ask them for their daughter.
I guess that's how it is. Well, it went well and I'm glad. Now all we have to do is wait for the wedding.
Already at the beginning of next month. Just a little longer.
Yeah, I can't wait. But are you really okay with it? Not inviting people from your company to the ceremony?
Haven't I said it before? I want to cherish the ceremony with Allison. I don't want to invite people from work.
I understand that, but is that okay with your position, Gabriel? Won't it cause trouble at work?
I'm not in such a shallow job that I get into trouble over something like that, so don't worry. I can still do my job, you know.
I guess if it's you, Gabriel, but I'm still worried.
It's really okay. Besides, Allison wouldn't want to be surrounded by arrogant men at her precious wedding, right? If I were to invite, it would mostly be older people, you know.
True, I'd probably feel nervous in a group of such important people.
Right, so it's good like this. Your friends will come, Allison, that's enough. If I invite my associates, it will become like a meeting room.
Thank you for considering that. As your wife in the future, Gabriel, I make sure not to embarrass you.
I'm happy to hear you say that, but you don't have to push yourself. You, Allison, can get used to it at your own pace.
Yeah, thank you so much. Sorry it's so late. You have work tomorrow, don't you, Gabriel?
It's only natural since I'm going to be your husband. But yeah, it's quite late now. I'm going to sleep now.
Yes, good night. Work hard. Gabriel, where are you now? Why aren't you coming to the venue? The reception is about to start. Did something happen? You're Gabriel's fiancé, right? Yes. What happened all of a sudden? I'm sorry, I'm not Gabriel. I am this man's wife. My husband will not marry you. I'm sorry for the disturbance. But please cancel today's ceremony. Wife? And cancel the ceremony? What on earth is going on? I am Alice, Gabriel's wife. I apologize for the trouble my husband has caused. I really can't keep up with this. It's not a joke, is it? You're really Gabriel's wife? Yes, I'm replying borrowing my husband's phone right now. You're Allison, right? I'm really sorry for my husband's reckless actions. We will take responsibility for the cancellation of the ceremony. Please, wait a moment. Even if you say sorry, I don't understand what's going on. I understand that it's not easy to accept. Therefore, please let us pay you compensation. So we hope you would accept the settlement. Is that okay? Wait a minute, please. I understand that you're his wife, but suddenly talking about compensation? To begin with, I didn't know that Gabriel was married. That's why we're saying we'll pay. Please forget about my husband with that. It's not a bad deal for both of us, is it? Such a one-sided... Please let me talk to Gabriel. I can't accept it without understanding the situation. I can't let you talk to my husband. If a simple explanation of the situation is required, I will do it. Is that okay with you? It's the day of the ceremony. Yet I can't even talk to the person involved. I can't accept such a story. I, myself, have been cheated on my husband. I don't want to let him carelessly talk to the woman he cheated with. Can't you understand that feeling? That may be so, but... Well, it is a one-sided story, so... I won't say I don't understand your feelings, Allison. So I will arrange for you to talk to my husband at a later date. Is that true? Of course. I would appreciate it if you could trust me on that. I can't accept it, but I understand. But I want to ask for now. What's the reason it came to this? It's a simple story. My relationship with my husband wasn't going well, so he had an affair with you, Allison. That's all there is to it. Just that? I'm engaged and I even held a wedding ceremony. For that, I am truly sorry. It seems that he was truly ready to divorce me and remarry as a husband. By the time I realized this had happened, I apologize for the delay in dealing with it. Then why don't you come to the ceremony? In the course of discussing divorce, we acknowledged each other again as a couple. In that regard, we are grateful to you, Allison. Grateful? Are you making fun of me? I'm not making fun of you. We've been married for over 10 years, but we've never had a heart-to-heart talk like this. Thanks to that, we were able to mend a relationship, and the compensation this time is also meant as a thank you for that. Don't mess around, that's too much. So I was just caught up in a marital fight? As much as I hate to say it, it was never possible for you to marry my husband in the first place. Even being able to dream of that for a little while should be enough, shouldn't it? Huh? What do you mean? My husband is an executive at a large corporation. Compared to that, you're just a receptionist at a small and medium-sized company. If there were no problems in our marital relationship, you wouldn't even have met him, right? That way of saying it. But it's the truth. We won't ask for the return of gifts sent during your relationship with my husband. In addition, we're saying we'll pay compensation. We've made so many concessions, haven't we? It will be troublesome if you continue to throw a tantrum anymore. A tantrum, you say? Am I being selfish in what I'm saying? My husband already has a family. Sure, he has his faults, but it's best for both of us to settle this scandal quickly. Is my relationship with you a scandal? Unlike you, my husband has a position to maintain. Please understand. So let's talk more in detail another day. With my husband included. Is that okay with you? Yes, just do as you please.
Allison, I'm truly sorry for what happened at today's meeting. My wife said some terrible things. Including everything so far, I'm really sorry.
It's okay now. I've settled the matter by accepting the consolation money. Or rather, is it okay for you to contact me? Won't your wife get mad?
That's fine. I told my wife that I'm contacting you like this.
Surprising, isn't it? Didn't your wife get mad?
She thinks that the problem would be if Allison said something about this matter. She said she would turn a blind eye to minor things if it could prevent that.
That's quite a cautious move.
Well, don't say that. She's trying to protect me in her own way. But the things she said at the meetings were a bit pathetic. Because of the harsh way she spoke.
Not at all. Just as your wife said, I'm just a little girl. The world you live in, Gabriel, is different.
In addition to that, I will pay consolation money, so let's settle it. I'm sorry for imposing my circumstances on you.
It doesn't matter. You have a position to maintain, unlike a little girl like me. I'm fully convinced on this side as well. So this kind of follow-up is okay.
Hey, can you stop using formal language? We're in a relationship, aren't we? Don't act so distant.
What do you mean by a relationship? To you, I'm just an affair partner, aren't I?
I was serious about getting married. Didn't we love each other more than that?
Please spare me. I don't want to be involved with you guys anymore. Let's settle this matter, so please don't contact me anymore.
Don't say things like that. Sure, I was at fault this time, but my feelings for Allison have always been serious.
Serious? Even though you were hiding the fact that you're married? How can you say something like that?
I was definitely wrong about that, but even now, I love you. I want you to understand these feelings.
I heard you made up with your wife.
That's just on the surface. The only things she cares about are my positions and public image. In fact, we hardly spoke at all today.
When it comes to having an affair and getting divorced, she's worried about the scandal. So you want to maintain your marital relationship?
That's right. It's impossible to love each other as a married couple in such a state, isn't it? Even now, Allison matters more to me than she does.
Is that so? So what do you want me to do?
This is just a proposal. Would you become my mistress?
What? A mistress? Are you serious?
As I said earlier, I have a position, and it's impossible to divorce my wife after this. But it's not difficult to continue our relationship in secret from my wife. She's never been interested in me in the first place.
So you're asking me to become your mistress? Please stop joking around.
Don't get so angry. The problem this time was that I kept quiet about being married, and that my divorce from my wife didn't go well. If I can keep it a secret, there's no problem. I'll even give you a monthly allowance so you won't be in trouble.
That's something neither my wife nor my parents will approve of. My parents are also angry about the broken promise of marriage.
That's why we just have to keep it a secret. It might be more difficult to meet than before, but still, I don't want to end my relationship with Allison. You want to be with me, don't you, Allison? Then let's make up our minds together, okay?
I understand. If you say so, Gabriel. I'll make up my mind too.
Really? I'm glad. I believe that Allison would say that. So once again, I look forward to working with you in the future.
Yes, I look forward to it. Now that it's come to this, I'll be with you till the end. So Gabriel, this time you'll stay with me till the end, won't you?
Allison, I've arrived at the meeting place. How much longer will it take you?
Just a little longer. Sorry though, for calling you out when you're busy with work.
We can't afford to be found out that we're meeting. It can't be helped.
But are you sure it's okay? You were at work, weren't you?
The boss wasn't there, so it's no big deal to get away from work. Besides, we haven't been able to meet since we started this relationship because we've been busy, right? Considering that, it's okay to leave work.
Right, thank you. I'll be there soon, so please wait. The president of your company said he's looking forward to it too.
What? The president?
Yes, the president of your company. Who would have thought that an executive of his own company would skip work to meet his mistress? He said he was looking forward to meeting you because he couldn't even imagine it.
Wait a minute, this must be a joke, right? You're trying to surprise me, aren't you?
That can't be true. If you don't believe me, shall I take a picture with the president and send it to you?
No way. Why would my company's president? To begin with, there's no way you know the president, is there?
Didn't you know? The president is a classmate of my parents. I asked my parents to introduce me.
But you didn't say a word about it when you greeted me.
Why would I need to say that? It's not like my parents become great because of that.
That's true, but why are you with the president? I heard he's having dinner with the president of another company today.
That's obviously a lie to lure you out, isn't it?
Why would he do such thing?
To take revenge on you, of course.
Revenge? What are you talking about? I admit I was wrong about the marriage, but you forgave me, didn't you?
Huh? I never said I forgave you, did I? What are you misunderstanding?
But you said you would become my mistress.
You quietly had an affair with me, knowing that you were married, and even ruined the wedding. And then you asked me to become your mistress? Did you really think I was going to become your mistress?
In reality, you said it was okay, didn't you?
No way! Don't get carried away, you old pervert. That's what makes you disgusting.
Old pervert? Your language is a bit too harsh. We're as far apart in age as a parent and child. Don't you have any respect for your elders?
You're the one who was after a girl who's as far apart in age as your child, aren't you? And you deceived me with such a silly lie. You said pay me a consolation fee and let's settle this. Your wife is the same, but you really should stop treating people like fools.
Even so, you didn't have to bring the president. If you do something like that, I won't be able to stay at the company. Will I?
That's why. You messed around with the other people's lives as you pleased. So you can't complain no matter what happens to your own life, can you?
That's not the point, is it? What are you going to do? I have a position unlike you. I carry more weight than a young girl like you, understand?
My parents used to say, you know, whether it's an old man or a 20-year-old girl, The weight of life is the same.
No way, don't push us in the same category.
That's right. I haven't ruined my life enough to be put in the same category as someone who's losing their job, wife, and life. I'm sorry.
What do you mean by losing your wife?
I've told your wife everything about our affair.
What? What have you done?
By the way, your wife is friends with the president's wife, isn't she? I've passed on to her the story about how you called me a young girl and said, "Pay me a consolation fee and let's settle this." Now your wife will be isolated just like you.
You've gone that far? What on earth do you want to do? You've ruined both my life and hers.
I told you, it's revenge. I hope a selfish and disgusting couple like you fall into hell.
This is the worst. I've lost my job and all my relationships. What am I supposed to do from now on?
Don't worry. You're falling into hell together as a couple. Thank you for staying with me until the end. Enjoy the rest of your life as a happy married couple. Afterwards, Gabriel was fired by the arriving president and became jobless. He was also confronted by his wife about our affair, and their home life fell apart. As Gabriel, who was a workaholic, had relationships only with his coworkers, there was no one who would stand by him in his workplace when news of his despicable deeds had spread, and he became completely isolated in this wide society. His wife too was distant by the president's wife, who learned about her exchange with me and was consequently abandoned by her friends. With no one to rely on, they continued their marital life despite their ruined relationship, hating each other but unable to divorce because they had no allies. I think they should just get a divorce, but Gabriel, who was all about work, couldn't do any household chores and couldn't live on his own even if he got a divorce. His wife too, having clung to her husband's social status to live, now couldn't stand being alone and couldn't escape from the worst environment. That couple, always thinking only of themselves, fell into hell just as I wanted them to. I hope they continue to live healthily in that hell.